Hello Taurus, great to see you. Come on in. Time for your Taurus April 2020 reading. Oh look, I've just been doing about an hour's worth of prayer and meditation for my Taurus subscribers. So you will feel the positive energy and healing coming towards you during this month. You should become a subscriber. We have the best fun here, don't we? Subscribers, we have the best family on the internet. Do you know, also thank you, I've done a couple of Taurus readings since last month's YouTube videos, and you know who you are, of course I won't breach your confidentiality, but thank you also for recommending me to your friends. Appreciate the vote of confidence, I do appreciate that. And you should know that, of course, I do readings for people all over the world. In the last month, I've been doing them FaceTime and Skype in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Italy, the Philippines, India, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, as well as other places. So have a look in the description box below, and that will give you the details. Now, let's do some tarot, shall we, and see what there is in store for you for this month. It's going to be my great pleasure to provide this reading for you, as it is always. Now let's see what there is. What's coming up first? The King of Wands. The High Priestess. I think you're going to really enjoy looking at these cards, because we're going to have a good close look at them. The Chariot. Gee, that's an interesting depiction of the Chariot there. There's the Star card, and here for you Taurus is the Eight of Discs. Now I'm going to take 3 playing cards as well, because a number of you said that you enjoyed the playing cards at the end of last month's reading. So let's go and see what there is in store for you in the playing cards. This is coming out. That is the Queen of Diamonds. Here we have the 10 of Clubs. And what do we have here? I'll take this one off the top. There is the 2 of Discs. Okay, come down, sit down next to me, and we'll have a good close look at these cards together while I do your reading for you. Okay, Taurus, let's have a look here. Oh, I'm going to have a look at this first card, being the High Priestess. That's the first one that you drew, and let's have a look at it. Do you know, I really love the High Priestess in my private practice. I find that someone will generally only draw the High Priestess once in their lifetime. But what can I tell you from this image here? What is it that I see? Well, as the Magician is the light and brilliant aspect of the primordial universe, the High Priestess is the dark and internal aspect. They really are the very essence of duality. When we get down into the depths of our psychology, you'll find many fears and repulsions. Fear of darkness is one which will appear over and over. It is a very natural and good fear. Children fear the dark, and it keeps them from wandering into harm while their parents sleep. Adults fear the dark, and it keeps them from situations where they are vulnerable. It colours all the symbols relating to the night, the moon, the dark, owls, bats, and so on. And because our natural circadian rhythms, because of them, our state of mind is different at night. Our consciousness shifts closer to a dream state, and consequently, the door is opened to fantastic events and experiences. We have a darkness within us, places that we can't easily see. It is our subconscious and our unconscious, places that are not illuminated by the sun. If consciousness was an ocean, waking consciousness would be a small island on the surface. Subconscious would be all of that below, and there would be no end to it. It is a bottomless abyss. This is the abode of the High Priestess.
But it should not be fearful at all to you, because there is an association here, of course, of the darkness with the moon. I call this card the Priestess of the Silver Star. She is the moon, representing cycles, going with the flow of life. And what we can say here is that I think that you should think about discovering your own truth. Your spirit guides, and it's a time of emotional stability for you here. Now, guard against secrets and guard against being lied to. This is a time for you to look behind the words, to look into the eyes of those who speak with you with blandishments and easy talk, and ask yourself, what is it that they're really setting about to do? Now, this can represent for you, I think, the commencement of a platonic friendship. It is a period of alone time, I think, for you to work out what you really want and to let your mind process things. Changes on the inside are necessary for you to make changes on the outside. And you need to connect and be more confident with your intuitive feminine side. And that goes for the men as well as for the women. Go with the flow of life and keep things in balance. I also have a feeling here of you hearing about a pregnancy or a marriage. You could well be beginning a very creative cycle and asserting your independence. I see increasing self-esteem and becoming aware of intuition as a gift. This is really a time for you to discover the oasis which is within you. You now have access to your intuitive powers. Develop them more fully. Guard your independence. Are there areas in your life which allow others to influence you rather than trusting your own intuition? And I think you should maybe seek out water as often as you can. Meditate near water and learn from it as much as you can. Don't have this thought in mind. I trust my intuitive abilities. I deeply honor and value the human being that I am. I am intuitive and perceptive. I trust myself and honor my sense of integrity. And then you have underneath it the most exquisite card of the star. There really is not a bad side to this card, and sitting below the High Priestess as it is, it augurs very, very well for you. Every man and woman is a star. This is the daughter of the firmament, and Aquarius is all around her. In fact, astrologically, I see Saturn ruling Aquarius with Neptune exalted. Now, Aquarius is all about the individual and uniqueness, and yet it has an overall humanitarian outlook. Well, the star shares these qualities in that it is trying to remind you about the divinity and uniqueness which is within you, while encouraging you to be a conduit for bringing down your highest potential. I think what we can see here also is an increase in confidence and in self-esteem. It's a time to increase both, and there is a desire, I think, to bring about something new in your life, and that's the Aquarius aspect of it, I think. I think that this is really saying that you are going to be fulfilled and inspired by life, and it is a reminder for you to follow your dreams and those dreams which give you the most inspiration. Be open to love and trust creation and what it brings. Encouragement is now being given to you that you have had testing times, I think, haven't you? Yeah. But now is the time to move forward, and the Chariot card coming afterwards is actually also talking to that theme when we get to it in just 1 second. It is a time to move forward with renewed hope and live an inspired high life so that you can express yourself fully. Are you totally fulfilled in your present area of work? Check to see if you are doing everything possible to bring your ideas to fruition. Have these thoughts in mind. I am a radiant light being. I am a star that walks upon a bigger star. I see what can be of benefit to people now and in the future. My creative powers of imagination and my connection to an all-encompassing consciousness show me the way to realize my ideas. Now, I did mention that card, the Chariot, so let's have a look at it, shall we? Just watch out for that plant that's there. Here's the Chariot. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? There is a woman in fur with a very open heart here, almost in the sense of a labyrinth, really. This is the child of the power of waters, the lord of the triumph of light. In this case, the lady of the triumph of light. You will be finding that you have victory over adversity. Again, I get this feeling here that you have been in something of a difficult period, as this star card was talking to me about as well. And yet, you are now going to overcome it. You will have the courage to act. It's all very well having the idea or the desire to act. What you need is that courage, that commitment to act. And this is something which you'll have. I think you'll have success over previous negative patterns, which may be patterns of behavior or even ways of thinking about yourself. There is a focus on self-discipline here. And I think also a time of rest and contemplation, certainly moving forward towards higher goals, but remaining centered to your true self is what I see. Yeah, this is probably one of the best cards in the pack as far as I can determine. Seek or create for yourself a loving, secure environment where there you can plan the change or journey. Now, your body also needs attention and activity now. What areas of your life will be changing? Are you ready to get rid of the old and bring in the new? Have this thought in mind. I am putting my life in order and preparing for the new beginning. I motivate others positively. I am a responsible person, responsible for what I cause. I accomplish things well with ease. This is a card of victory after using your inner drive and your willpower. Yeah, really probably one of my favorite cards, and beautifully depicted, if I may say, by the artist. Well, let's have a look here at the King of Wands. He is a very interesting looking character. This symbol here, incidentally, on the forehead, that is about warding off evil, warding off negative energy which comes from other people. Now, to redeem oneself, that is, to grasp the Holy Grail, one must be able to get it not by grace, but by the strength and goodness of your own free will. The kings have lived a full life, and they have the vision which is born of experience. They know to ask, whom does the Grail serve? The kings have mastery and control over their elements. They are the kingdom. the land, the foundation, the strength. Let me just pull it out a bit so we can see it in the context of the other cards. This king here knows what he wants. He knows what to do, and his illumination leads others. Now, the god depicted in the image is Shamash, or Utu, the Sumerian sun god, whose main attribute was righteousness and justice, as he illuminated what was previously dark, wrongs, or misdeeds. Yeah, the Lord of Flames and Lightning. Now, I think who's going to be important to you during this time is Sagittarius or Scorpio. Yeah, really getting Sagittarius and Scorpio here. Now, the moral qualities of this person are activity, generosity, impetuosity, some pride, and I think you may be having some pride and impetuosity during this period. But as the king, he's fire, and as wands, he's fire. So fire and fire together give you the impression, don't they, of great speed, of swiftness, and of unpredictable action, even of a fierceness. Now, what does this mean for you? Well, I think there could be unusual, startling, even quite revolutionary events around you during this time. But you should not be concerned, and you should remain cool, collected, resolute, and energetic, and be careful of the actions you take. Nothing that is not well thought out, but go forward with an alert confidence in your ability. This is someone who is energetic and ambitious, adventurous, determined, charming, and quite magnetic, and I think that that is what you will be. I think that the Taurian woman will be seen by others as being extremely beautiful during this period, and the Taurian man as being someone of great charisma. I think you'll be finding your vitality. Trust your gut instincts at this time. Let your hair down also and give yourself a pep talk. Believe that you can do it. Be awake, ready for people or situations which could produce dynamic changes in your life or in your consciousness. Be grateful for this gift from existence. Receive it, but don't cling to it. Now, does your present situation allow your energies to develop and unfold fully, and if not, what must be removed or changed? I'd perhaps seek out situations and opportunities that challenge you and engage with them with all of your energy. This is a time when you should be saying to yourself, every challenge which arises helps me grow. Every storm strengthens my roots. Yeah, great action card for you in a time where I think you'll have had some rest and recuperation, and then get into plenty of activity and plenty of action, which is going to be good for you and which will have good results. But maybe something doesn't need to be done all at once. Maybe something needs to have some time to grow. Because we have this card here, the Eight of Discs, which I call the Lord of Prudence. Now, why do I do that? Well, for me, I have the sun ruling the first decan of Virgo, that 23rd of August to the 2nd of September. And in the number 8 here, I also have, mystically, the planet of Mercury associated with the number 8 in terms of the numerology. So we have a good thing there, because in ordinary astrology, Mercury is the planet of Virgo, and Mercury is also exalted in Virgo. So the card has the sun ruling Virgo and 8, with Mercury as the planet of Virgo. So this is very, very favorable. And here, the sun energizes Virgo's hard work and attention to detail. Do you know, sometimes you just need the patience to let things grow. There is a strength in doing nothing at all at times.
And in some respects, I think that this card in the position that it is in, which is down here, is saying that to you. There is a strength sometimes in doing nothing at all. Maybe be cautious, take calculated risks. Now, although your temptation is going to be to fly into things with the King of Wands here, the card underneath it is saying that yes, that temptation is there, yes, that energy and that desire is there, but balance your passion, your desire with your intellect and take calculated risks. Now be careful with money during this time. And I think also be careful physically. Be cautious of, if you're doing work at gymnasiums or exercise, just be careful where you're walking and things like that. It's also, I think, this card about not overextending or underextending yourself. Rather, it's being in the sweet spot where you can see that all the bases have been covered, and so that you know how to protect yourself and advance your interests. Now, the 8 is a very powerful number. It reminds us, does it not, of the infinity symbol, if we were to turn it on its side. And it also relates to decision. So I think that you'll be coming across here at the time here where there's actually quite an important decision to make. But I think that you need time and patience to develop something. Don't rush it as it's a long-term thing, and be prepared to bide your time and let it come to fruition. I think that this is saying to you that it's bringing encouragement to you to keep doing what you're doing, as it will eventually lead to success. Now, sure, it's going to require a lot of dedication, focus, and patience, but as time passes, you get closer to your goal. Now, it may not be apparent to you now, but events are unfolding that will lead you to your destination. Now, you may need some additional training or study to advance to where you want to go. And I think that what is really coming to the fore here for me, the feeling that's coming up, is that this is also a time that you need to manage your energies between the different parts of your life. Now, I have this thought in mind, though. I relax and I trust life. Well, shall we have a look at what some of these playing cards have to say for us? Let's have a look first at this lady. Yeah, the Queen of Diamonds. Well, I think that this could well be someone that you know. It's a woman, well, probably obviously, but a woman who loves gossip. Now, this may be someone who's related to you or a very close friend, I think. She can be very flirtatious and actually quite sexy, I think. She's sophisticated, witty, she's funny, and she definitely loves to party. However, she's someone who has a very strong sense of responsibility and has your interests at heart. Probably a good friend. Let's have a look at this one here. Well, I kind of like this card in a way, this 10 of clubs. It's a sort of an unassuming kind of card. Really, it's denoting, in a way, the cyclical nature of events and, well, rhythms throughout our life and in all the phases of life throughout the universe. This is about achievement and about you getting what you deserve. Now, interestingly, for some people, look, in my private readings, when this has come up in the past, I've seen very much this represent traveling for business or for social occasions, maybe attending a wedding. Certainly for you, I think it relates to happiness and good fortune, and it's a good omen for new beginnings. Well, I have to say that it's also the case that for those who might be interested in it, it does also, for me, talk about the possibility of a new love interest. What's this?
Well, the Two of Diamonds. You see, in playing cards, really, the twos are about interactions, about cooperations, about partnerships, about doing things together. In a way, I've very often seen this in the past come up when people are investing in things or going to be investing in things. It has also meant good news related to finance. Good luck in finances and investments, or sometimes even receiving a windfall, such as like a gift or a small win on a lottery, or it could be a big win, let's hope, on a lottery, something like that. Now, in areas of love, it can represent a fulfilling love affair, but it's the type of love affair which may well attract the disapproval of other people. And it can also, I think, relate to a beneficial relationship that you have with one or more people, with money binding the partners together in a financial enterprise. But these things all depend on these cards here, playing cards, depend on individual circumstances. Well, that's the way it is for you this month.
Well, there you go, another month done, and I trust you enjoyed receiving that reading as much as I did providing it to you. I've got to say this, that you were absolutely outstanding throughout the entire course of the reading, and it was a great pleasure to provide it to you. But I want you to remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, bye for now.